All right, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I have a guest on the show, which I rarely do. Nigel Barretto. He's with EXP in Indianapolis. He's a subscriber to my channel, and we connected sometime this summer. I think we had conversation over the phone, and are following each other on Instagram. He posted his first REO listing. And I thought that was kind of exciting, and I thought I'd get him on the channel here and have him share with you how he got the listing and how it's going so far. Welcome, Nigel. How you doing?
I'm good, Tom. Thank you for having me out here.
Great, great. So yeah, you just got your first REO listing. That's exciting. Tell us, you didn't get this the way I've been teaching you, by doing BPOs. How exactly did you get the listing?
Tom, it was through an internal referral program within EXP. You've heard of Revenue, so that's where I got the lead from, and that started the whole checklist that I had to submit to the REO department. And about a week from when they reached out to me, they sent over signage and a lock that needed to go onto the house and secure it. Yeah, a week after I received, their official listing was when I went down to the property, which is in Terre Haute, about an hour from me. So I had a little planning to do, before I got there. And since it was my first REO listing, I was excited, but also, not sure of what the outcome would be. So yeah, that was thrilling.
Yeah, great. So yeah, an hour away. That's quite a hike. But you got to do what you got to do, and getting your foot in the door with your first listing, it's going to be worth it in the end. I'm going to share with everybody his new listing here in Terre Haute. Here, the address is 1460 Eagle Street, listed at 39.9. Not a big money maker for you, but that's really not the point of this. So you had kind of a fun story about your first encounter with the property. You want to tell everybody what happened?
Yeah, so when I got to the property, I was looking at either the front door or the side door that I need to, stick the new lock on. But I chose the side door, and I started knocking on it with, my small basic tools that I have as part of my toolkit. And that got the attention of the neighbor, who came out, and he asked me if I was breaking in. I was like, yes, I'm breaking in, but I'm on behalf of the bank, and I'm a realtor, and this is part of what I need to do. I think he didn't quite believe me then, and he called the cops on me. Well, the cops didn't show up, but that led to us developing a sort of relationship, and we were just talking about the property, and all's well that ends well. So yeah, that was a brief encounter.
That's great. Yeah, neighbors can be a good resource for you. They can keep an eye on the place, and when suspicious activity. It's good to get on the good side of the neighbors when you have an REO listing like that. So it's a cheap property. What do you think it's worth all fixed up?
Well, when I looked at the ARV, it was close to 75, and that was with relatively new appliances. But it rents out for somewhere in between the $750 to $850 dollars per month is what it looked like. And since there's a garage that's not utilized, in the back of the property, I believe at some point that could be made into an additional dwelling unit, or a small business could be running it. But quite some potential there. Although there was some discoloration in the kitchen, and there was an oil tank in the basement. So that was interesting to look at. But yeah, those seem to be the ballpark numbers.
Great. I mean, that looks like it's a moneymaker just from cash flow perspective. I have one question for you. You said, I think when we were talking earlier, you said that this is on the, you had to get on the Accelerus platform. Is that what you told me?
Yes, and Tom, it was I would say a total of 7 tasks that came up in Accelerus platform, and they had their way of tracking how those tasks are accomplished, and
Right.
part of it was also listing it on the MLS and providing them an MLS ID along with the inspection report. But yeah, that was the entire end-to-end process within the platform.
You didn't have to pay an upgraded membership fee on Accelerus, did you?
No, I didn't.
Good. Good. Accelerus, for those that don't know, is a platform much like ResNet or Equator, Pyramid, that type of thing. So glad to hear that you didn't have to pay for that. I meant to ask you while we were in the video, not that it's that relevant, but how long have you been an agent? How?
I started in April of last year.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's fantastic. So not even a year in, and you already got a first REO listing.
Yeah, Tom. I mean, I think 2 years back when I started getting into real estate, short sales and foreclosure was something that I felt was interesting to look into, and I kind of felt that got me here. So
Great. So in less than a year's time, how many other listings have you had? Any?
I've had one other. It's a small church, and that was through a mutual friend. It's a small commercial listing, but yeah, that was my first listing. I've worked with one other investor, represented him on the buy side. But yeah, I'm just taking it as it comes. I had a few buyers that backed out. So yeah, I've seen all of it so far.
That's great. Because it's not easy to break into REO, and I guess just by being with EXP, you've already broken in. So
yeah, I've done, I think, about 15 BPO so far, both paid and unpaid. So I think that has kind of got me. I don't know if they have like a back-end system that they look at, but I'm trying to get my numbers up. But yeah.
Yeah, keep it those. I mean, you got your foot in the door. When you have this close, you'll have experience, and the rest is relatively easy. The first one is the harder one. I mean, you'll get problem properties for sure, and this one could end up being a problem. Who knows? But yes, that's great. That you got one so early in your career, and I wish you success.
Thank you, Tom. Yeah, and people like you, covering through the channels, it's just inspiring, and thinking out of the box as well, and it's fun.
Good. All right. So, any action? Is it getting shown at all?
Yeah, so I just listed this. Finished listing it on Friday of last week. I'm just about to hear back from the asset manager on the documents, but there haven't been any interest so far. But I'm definitely looking to find a savvy investor who could definitely take care of a nice problem property like this. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a cheap property like that, it's got to appeal to somebody, even in a kind of a uncertain time of uncertainty, I guess you could call it. It cash flows. It looks like it would cash flow to me. So, well, this is great. I want to congratulate you on your first REO listing, and I hope you have continued success with that. And I appreciate you sharing it with us here on the channel. Thanks a bunch.
Not a problem, Tom. Thank you for having me on here and talking about my experience.
And for those that are interested, I'm going to leave a a link in the description of the video that I'm going to post with a link to this listing, so you can get in touch with Nigel if you're interested in, as well as his contact information and socials and all that. So check out the links in the description of this video. And that's all for today. Signing off. Thanks again, Nigel. Take care.
Take care.